Hey guys, so the other day I was on banggood.com because I wanted to find out a pair of truly wireless earbuds because they are still really popular that are very affordable but offer something unique, because I'm sick and tired of reviewing truly wireless earbuds in the Indian market which are just a repackaging of the previous version with maybe updated Bluetooth or better battery life. There is nothing really compelling me to review them. Then I came across this guy over here. Now this is the M-V8, and obviously the thing that caught my eye was the LED screen up front. Now because I set a budget of 3,000 rupees maximum, I knew whatever I would get wouldn't be as functional or as good. I got this for 2,500 rupees, so my expectations were really low. But guys, lo and behold, I was so surprised by how good the screen is, how good the functionality is, and even the sound quality is mighty impressive. So let's talk about that. So the M-V8 truly wireless earbuds come in its typical packaging, nothing too fancy. Sliding off the outer cover, inside you get some paperwork, the USB-C to USB-A charging cable, a few extra pairs of different size silicone ear tips, and of course the M-V8 truly wireless earbuds in their super unique charging case. Now as for the specs, so these pack Bluetooth version 5.3, they are IPX5 water resistant, they pack 11mm drivers inside each of the earbuds, they come with ANC as well as transparency mode. Now as for the battery life, according to the manufacturer, so you get a total of 7 hours of continuous playback with ANC on, but obviously this is at 50% volume, and coupled with the charging case you get an additional 24 hours, so total of around 31 to 32 hours of continuous playback. Now with ANC off, you get around 10 hours of continuous playback and another 30 hours with the charging case, so total of 40 hours in total with ANC off. Now talk about the earbuds themselves, so they are made of plastic and only plastic. Even the chrome finish is plastic and feels very cheap. So this is my, I would say, main complaint, that the earbuds themselves don't feel premium at all. Again, keeping in mind the price and all the other features it offers for that price, at this point I'm nitpicking. It's comfortable, there is no ear fatigue, they are quite light and have a snug fit. Because it doesn't have any sort of metal involved or the quality of the plastic isn't that great, that's my only gripe. But again, I can totally live with that because the sound quality and the features make up for that. Okay, let's talk about its main feature, which I love, which is obviously the very vibrant, very sharp, very responsive LED screen up front. Let me turn this on. This one. This lets you function or use all the features of this truly wireless earbud. Now obviously with the earbuds themselves, it's your typical touch sensitive control earbud. So obviously you can do some basic features like raise the volume, change the track, pause the track, answer end calls, turn on ANC or turn it off. But for every other feature that this truly wireless earbud offers, you can do all that and more with this touch screen. So obviously you can play, pause and change the tracks. You can raise or lower the volume. You can turn on ANC or turn it off or go into transparency mode. You can turn on the equalizer or choose between some preset EQs. It also has a function of an inbuilt alarm that starts from 5 minutes and goes up to 60 minutes. So say you put on the earbuds and you want to take a small power nap, say 15 minutes or an hour. So say after 15 minutes, if you set that time, it's going to play a tune in the earbud themselves, a soft one, and it's going to wake you up, which I think is pretty neat. You can also control the brightness of the screen. You can choose the language. It lets you choose the dynamic wallpaper, so you have a total of 5 that you can choose from. It's also got this feature called Silent Now, which basically turns on ANC for half an hour, and it should give you a peaceful time for half an hour, and then you can turn it on again. It's also got this option called Find My Headphones. Now obviously it is not location based, so basically if the earbuds are out of the case, you've kept it somewhere and you can't find them, it can play a tune on either the left or right earbud, and it's fairly loud, but if you are too far away from it you can't hear it. But the fact that it is still slightly audible, I think even playing a sound is pretty useful. Now obviously the screen also displays the battery percentage of your earbuds as well as the charging case. And you can also use the screen as a small flashlight by increasing the brightness, and using this option, it works great as a reading light and it's more or less useful. Okay, so now with the exciting features out of the way, again let's talk about one of the main criteria, which is the audio quality. Now you guys know I judge audio products based on how they produce the 3 main frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs or the treble, where the really sharp sounding instruments are, the mids, where the vocals are, and the low end or the bass response. Now, starting off with the treble or the highs. So the highs are clearly audible. Every instrument is clearly audible in that frequency range. They are not the richest. They don't pack the most detail. Obviously, I've heard better, but they are clearly audible and they don't sound harsh. They don't get sibilant or over sharpened. So it is more or less pleasant, just that they lack richness. So again, for any average listener, it'll do just fine. Next up, we have the mid frequencies or the vocals. Again, the vocals for the most part sound warm. They have more or less a good separation from the instruments. But again, the vocals don't sound the richest. They don't sound the deepest when it comes to male vocals, and strokes of guitars, etc. while clearly audible, but the instrument separation isn't great. Again, this is me judging this like it's a very expensive pair of truly wireless earbuds. For their price and for their functionality, the mids do a very decent job because everything again is clearly audible. Nothing is artificially sharpened or brightened. There is no added clarity. It sounds warm, although a bit mixed, but it does an okay job. Finally, we have the low end or the bass response. Now, surprisingly, it is quite bass heavy, especially mid bass. It's got that slam. So it is quite enjoyable. Now the bass is not the deepest and it's not the richest. There is no distortion, mind you, but again, obviously I've heard better, so it's not as deep as I would want it to be. But it does a very decent job because when you're listening to music that is bass heavy or watching movies through this, it's going to do the job just fine. Now, as I mentioned, it has EQ presets built in that you can turn on with the charging case. Now, if you choose the EQ preset called Studio, I found that this gave me the best balance between richness and detail as well as the low end. So Studio struck the best balance. Okay, talking about ANC or active noise cancellation. So the ANC was okay. Obviously, I have earbuds that do a far better job. It does make a bit of a difference, but it doesn't block out that much of your environment noise. It cancels out a particular frequency. It's okay. It's acceptable. But you cannot depend on these as a very reliable source for your ANC. But the fact that it works is still impressive. Transparency mode, on the other hand, does do a better job because it kind of amplifies certain frequencies from your ambience, from your environment, and that is very good, especially if you're out and about on the road. So you'll be much more aware of your surroundings. Now, apart from the cheap feel of the earbuds themselves, because they are so plasticky, one other thing I wish they had was wireless charging. It would have been really convenient if this had wireless charging enabled, so I could keep it on any Qi wireless charger and these would charge. But again, for this price and all the features it packs, I think that's asking a bit much. But coming back to the unique point, which is this LED screen up front, you'd be surprised how responsive it is, how sharp it is, how vibrant it is, and it is so useful. So while you can control some basic functions from the earbuds themselves, but the fact that you can do so much more using this LED screen, I was just blown away by how good this is, and I definitely recommend it. For 2,500 rupees, you get a charging case with a very nice LED screen. You get a pair of earbuds that sound decently good, and you got such feature-packed specs. It's a no-brainer. So I'll definitely leave a link of this in the description below. Definitely check it out. So there you have it, guys. That was my in-depth review of the M-V8 truly wireless earbuds that I've got from banggood.com. I'll leave a link of this in the description below. Definitely check it out from there. Instead of spending your money on something more expensive that offers the same features and it's just going to ask for more, give this a try and thank me later. So that's it, guys. That was the episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely share this video with someone who's planning to buy a pair of truly wireless earbuds, or if you're looking for a gifting option, this is ideal. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. Cheers.